This is how much money I made predominantly passively and all online whilst I was on maternity leave in January. If we've not met before, my name is Helena, and this year I've set myself a challenge to make an additional £300,000 in income alongside my full-time job and whilst I'm on maternity leave, to see if I can build one of those passive income, real estate, dream style side hustle businesses that you see everybody talking about on the internet. And this is where I document it all. I started my journey last year where I finished on just over £82,000. So this is the first month of 2024. Let's see how I got on. Yes, by the way, I do pay tax, and yes, I come with receipts. So it's time to reset my spreadsheet because we're in a new year, and I closed last year with a cash balance of just over £73,000. This year, my goal is much bigger. I want to make £300,000. I know that's punchy. I've set aside a margin allocation because I operate on a profit first model. I want to make 70% profit on that 300 grand. So £210,000 in profit, and I've allocated £90,000 in expenses. I've also got a margin allocation here for company taxes that I will pay and personal taxes I will pay as and when and if I choose to withdraw any money from this company. So to make £300,000 in a year, these are my monthly targets. So you can see I've got a spreadsheet here, months 1 to 12, and then income targets, expense targets, and profit targets for each month. I've then just set a percentage growth rate each month that eventually gets me to the £300,000 mark. You can see it's going to be another really interesting year towards the end of the year where things really kick up a notch. But for this month, the target was £10,000, so let's see how I got on. So this is my business bank statement screenshot from last night, and total deposits into my bank account, £10,985.21. I also still have just over £1,000 sitting in Stan Store, which is waiting to be cashed out. And I have £84.79 available in the TikTok Creativity Beta Fund, which is also available to be cashed out. As I said, I am on maternity leave at the moment. My baby is just about to turn 4 months old, so I really do not do any work on this business. I set up all of the systems, all of the automations, and created all of the products last year, and now they continue to pay me in this year. So here are the totals and how things break down by what actually made me money. You can see here the lowest thing is TikTok, which I have over 100,000 followers on TikTok, and I make hardly any money from it. The princely sum of £84.79. Where I made the most of my money, unsurprisingly, is in my digital products. So these are things that I have created once. In my case, I created them last year and I sell them over and over again, and I use an automated workflow to do that. This made me £12,239.84 in January. In January, my best sellers were spreadsheets, so financial model templates that I have created in Excel, my business planner, which is a Notion template, and my AI and automation starter kit. And most of my income in January came through automated workflows that I have set up in my Klaviyo account, which is the software I use to send emails to my email audience. And that audience is just short of 10,000 people at the moment. So month 1 of 2024, I'm on track. I made £12,324.63 in total. I spent £556.64 on expenses. This is predominantly things like software. So Klaviyo, my email service provider. I pay for Zapier, which automates everything. I also pay for Stan Store, which is the link in my bio. I pay for Zoom. But the expenses on the whole are pretty low because, as I said, most of my money comes from digital products which have a really high profit margin. First month of the year and we're off to a really good start, but let's see how I get on in February because I've got a really big target to make, and the plan for this year is to make as much money as I possibly can that's leveraged and passive because I have a full-time job that I absolutely love and I'm on maternity leave, so I have zero time to be investing in this, but I do want to see if I can generate as much cash as possible so that I can start making investments predominantly in property because that is an area that I'm really interested in. So stay tuned. Let's see how I get on in Feb.